honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay. Average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like, in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. Most people get average people, especially average people. You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. That's why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
So I haven't been on the gram in quite some time, but I checked back in, I saw my DMs, and I saw quite a few of y'all hit me up with this video. Apparently it's been going viral where this dating or relationship coach or guru or something like that is telling this woman what y'all just saw. And it was quite a bit of outrage around how he talked to her, how he addressed all women as broads, how he cussed her out at the end. And all the time I was just thinking, like, why hasn't she hung up yet? Like, this conversation should have been about 38 seconds long. I don't know how you, as an adult, even get to a point in the conversation where you get to tell somebody that what they're saying to you is mean. Like, the way I tell people what they're saying to me is mean is that I hang up. And secondly, as a woman, how y'all letting anybody gauge your attractiveness or tell you that you're average at best in terms of how attractive you are as a woman? You don't even know if they really like women like that. If they're attracted to any woman. I'm not even being funny. I'm just being real. But in all fairness, there were both men and women saying he's being brutally honest with her. We need more of that. He's being brutally honest. No, he was being disrespectfully impractical. First off, because he didn't even really listen to her question like that. Like, she wasn't so much saying that she wanted a six-figure guy. This is at least my perception. What I heard her say is that basically she wants to feel safe and she wants to feel confident in submitting to a man, and she thinks the route to get there is by getting a six-figure man. Like, anything other than addressing that, I already knew was going to be impractical, and it was. Secondly, as a woman, you should never gauge or judge your standards or base your standards on how beautiful you think you are. Like, first off, we all ugly to somebody, but you should never do that. Why? Because if you say, well, you know what, I'm this amount of beautiful, therefore I can have this type of guy based on my current physical features, what happens when those physical features change? What happens whenever you get a little older? What happens when you have 2 or 3 more kids, 1 or 2 more kids? What happens, God forbid, if life happens to you and you get sick or you get in a car wreck or anything like that? What happens if your quote unquote beauty diminishes? His interest in you is going to diminish. And conversely, a guy, if he's, choosing you because he feel like his pockets ain't where he wanted to be, he got this much money in his bank account, what happens whenever you do what we ask all women to do, which is hold us down, believe in us, help our dreams come true, and you make his bag double, triple, quadruple, and he gets more money than what he had whenever he first chose you, and he chose you based on how much money that he had. That's the impracticality. That's the lack of logic in what he's saying. And while we on the subject, to all my guys out there, like, look, first off, every guy should be allowed to have his preferences without being shamed, whether he like them big or small, dark or light, kids or no kids, or what have you. But I don't know why as a man you would ever let your bank account determine your confidence to go after what you want, whatever it is. When there's a lot of broke dudes out here taking rich dudes' women and using the rich dude's money for the condoms that he gonna use with the girl. And on top of that, it don't make sense to let a woman's physical features or how she look be the deal breaker. That's not going to really lead to your happiness either. I'm going to just speak from personal experience real quick, because there was a time when I went after the baddest woman or as many women as I could possibly get when I was a little younger in college and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something, man. Until I started placing true value on a woman, all I could get out of her was what she was going to do for my dick or how she was going to make me look to the homies. That's it. Like, it don't matter, like, how bad she is, how solid she is, because she can be both bad and solid. It don't really matter. If you don't put true value on a woman, you're never going to truly be happy. It took me years to mature to that point where I understood that, it's not about what she can do for me sexually. It's about what we can do for each other's legacy. It ain't about if she got kids. Of course, nobody wants baby daddy drama and all that kind of stuff. But how's she going to raise my kids based on who she is? Is she going to be teaching them how to twerk on every little boy and roll blunts, or is she going to be teaching them a second language, how to play instruments, emotional intelligence, that type of thing? When I finally learned that, and I was half this dude's age, and I was making 6 figures in a month, not per year, in a month, and I haven't fallen off since then. I'm not flexing, but I'm not capping either. By the grace of God, I haven't fallen off. I'm just speaking from firsthand experience. That was the smartest decision I ever made, was to choose a woman not based on her looks, but based on who she was. And I was able to get both of Miss Jackson. But that's kind of off the subject, man. It just kind of trips me out, the level of immaturity in what he's saying, because he seems old enough. This particular counselor or whatever he is, he seems old enough to have gray hairs on his head. But when I listen to him, I hear a lot of adolescence in his mentality. But I saw people saying, well, D, what would you say? What would you say to the woman that called up looking for help, looking for guidance? And in the interest of being brutally honest, I would tell her straight up, like, you don't need to be looking for no dude that's making 6 figures. You need to be looking inside yourself for the part that is still broken from past relationships, that's allowing you to get talked to by this dude like you are just a dog. That's the first and foremost thing that you need to do. And it's not to give the counselor a pass for how problematic he is and how much he's bullying this woman. It's not to give him a pass, but I'm going to be real with y'all. He ain't the first sales rep at Men's Warehouse that I've seen get a promotion and now he feel like he got the keys to life. He ain't going to be the last. You know, but it ain't what you get called, it's what you answer to. And my priority is those of y'all who are genuinely looking for help, seeking answers, how to live a better life and all of that. For any man or woman that can relate to this woman that was calling, I'm going to tell you this. Remember who you were before you got broken. Remember the type of woman, if you're a woman, remember the type of woman you were on the path to becoming before you got broken. Remember her and take steps towards that. Or else you're going to continue taking steps towards dudes who step all over you for their personal gain. Like what happened in this situation. But those are just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll let y'all be good. Peace.